Well, how's it going, everybody? It's DanFromHali back with another video for you. Today it is reaction time for another VoicePlay video. This time we're going to be checking out their cover of Halo. The Halo theme done a cappella with Scott Porter. So Scott Porter is actually a founding member of VoicePlay. For those who don't know, he's also an incredible actor and voice actor. He has had several roles in video games. If you're a video gamer, you might know him from Madden. You might know him from a handful of Telltale games. He voiced Star-Lord in the Guardians of the Galaxy game that came out back in like 2015, maybe even earlier than that. He did an X-Men game, the X-Men Destiny, which you can no longer buy. Unfortunately, he's done Injustice, where he played Robin. He was Dick Grayson in Arkham Knight. He was in The Walking Dead, the video game The Walking Dead. But I mean, he's done live action stuff. He was in Prom Night, I think was probably his first big movie. I don't know if that came out before or after the Wachowski Speed Racer movie, which is an underrated gem itself, where he played the young Rex Racer. Before he was replaced by, I believe it was Matthew Fox, the guy from Lost. Such an underrated gem. But what what most people probably recognize him from is he played Jason Street in Friday Night Lights, kid that wound up in the wheelchair by the end of the first episode. To date, the single greatest television show that's ever been made. I don't care who you are. I will fight you if you think otherwise. Send me your address, you cowards. But no, in all seriousness, I thought that it had some really good writing, some amazing performances, and above all, Scott Porter, man, he got to pour his heart and soul out in that role. So I'm really happy to see him back doing some stuff with VoicePlay here. And now, I actually recently covered the Halo theme with Peter Hollins, and I tend not to. I actually go out of my way to not do the same song multiple times in such a short time frame, which is why there's some artists' songs and group songs that I haven't done yet. But Halo is actually super important to me, and I'll tell you why. So back in the mid 2000s, I actually left my hometown. I felt like I couldn't stay there anymore. I was completely heartbroken after a relationship fell through. And it was nasty enough that I felt like I had to up and leave. That meant leaving my family, my sister, my dad, my mom, my best friends. And my best friends, I grew up in a small town in Canada on the East Coast here. We knew each other from, pre-kindergarten up to the time where we graduated, and we sat around the lunch table playing asshole in the cafeteria and the common area at the university. That's just the way we rolled, right? We knew each other, we grew up with each other, we were best friends. They're still the best friends that I've ever known. It's, kind of like that line in The Body, or Stand By Me. I never knew anybody like the friends that I had when I was 10. God, did anyone? I believe that's how it is. I'm probably paraphrasing. It's been a while since I read and watched it, but that's just small town life. And when I left town, I left it all behind. I had a little bit of family here in the city, but I didn't really have any friends here. I had some acquaintances that I met working on a film set or two, but that's it. That's all I really had, and I didn't take that into consideration, or exactly how lonely I would be. So my Xbox and Halo 3 ended up being a bit of a crutch for me. Every weekend, and I wasn't the only one that was going my own way. It was that time we were all doing our own thing after, university cleared up. Some people were going into the military, some were being cops, some were teaching. We were all doing our own thing. But somehow, most of us that still gamed, that were still in the video games, had the same time off. So, these days when we'd have off, we would all go out, we'd get, we'd order some pizza for ourselves, and we'd go online. And there was a handful of us. There was me, Brandon, Brett, Jeff, Adam, Mitchell. There was, there was a few more, Curtis, Eddie, Ryan, Scott. It was revolving, but most of us were on around the same time, and we'd go on. We'd have a flyer team of us, and it would be great. It would be an absolute blast. It was a time where we could have a couple beers, slice of pizza, and we could go on voice chat, and it was more of a time to chat and bullshit and joke and talk and catch up than it was to actually play. So we didn't really care if we lost. It was all about that communication, having a way to kind of still have that friendship, still hang on to those bonds that we used to have, that we still have, try to hold on for dear life and never let that go. Keep that friendship, that spark going. It became a way for us to unwind after work, for us to find a way to play and not take life seriously. So it really became a crush, and I don't want to say that it saved my life, because it never really got to that point where I needed saving, I don't think. But it kept me sane. It really did. Halo and Xbox Live, and that feel of that controller. I don't have my Xbox controller on me. No, I don't. But it really kept me sane. So it's super important to me, which is why I'm doing the song so soon after doing the Halo theme with Peter Hollins. I'm expecting this to be voice played all the heck, expecting some humor. I'm so pumped to hear Scott Porter here, because he has an amazing voice. He's such a talented man. Let's just do it. Let's pull it up. Let's pull the video up and keep going here, because I don't want to hold you up too much. Man, I feel those chills already. This song always gives me goosebumps. I love those costumes. Okay, I'm going to rewind so I don't forget anything here. But we have to stop that. We have to take a break and talk, because I kind of need to process this while we're having a conversation here. This is amazing. Everything about this, even the aesthetic, for all it's on the black background. Their costumes really speak a million words here. It's nothing too over the top. They aren't all dressed up as Master Chief or anything like that, but they look the part of battle-fought Marines. I really like that. Ellie's there with his, he even got makeup, some burn marks on him, some smoke, some soot. I really like that. But the song itself is so dynamic. Like, the parts are very, very vibrant, to the point where everybody's kind of popping off on their own. you know, a lot of the times when we hear these a cappella songs, you have some real harmony. There's a lot of harmonious action going on where they're all singing together to create this one piece of art. But the way that this song is kind of composed is that it's its own form of war. It's like an organized, orchestrated chaos, right? So, you know, be it Ellie doing his thing here, be it Jeff with his bass, Lane with his amazing beatboxing, or any of the vocalizations that are going on elsewhere with Caesar Scott. Everybody is just kind of doing their own thing, but it's all popping off at you in a way that you can just really enjoy it, like as its own thing. You don't have to strain to try to hear what anybody else is doing, yet at the same time, there's just so much going on that's hitting you like a wall of sound. I absolutely love this. Let's pull this back up and get back into it. Oh man.
Red team. Blue team.
Sticky. That nice throaty bass, that's amazing. Oh. This really gives me goosebumps, you know? Like this song fills my heart every time I hear it. It actually fills my heart.
What's up, everybody? Scott Porter here to personally say thank you for tuning in and checking out VoicePlay's version of the Halo theme. Now, some of you may ask, VoicePlay, why Halo? And the answer is twofold. First and foremost, we wanted to pay homage to a game that had a tremendous impact upon our group for the better part of 2 decades now.
Same.
And second, we wanted to pay our respects to a fallen member of our own fire team, a true Spartan in his own right, Rick Dunn.
Oh.
You see, 20 years ago, when VoicePlay was in its infancy, when it was still called 4 to 5, and when Blaine and Jeff and myself were just babies, a game called Halo released. And after it did, every single one of our rehearsals ended the same way, with us huddled around a TV, playing multiplayer into the wee hours of the night. And sure, things got heated on Hang 'em High because, well, only 4 guys could play at once. So if you were a low man on the totem pole, you had to hand off your controller and sit the next one out. But we had a blast. And when we went on tour, we would take the Xbox with us, along with 6 or 7 adapters to plug into whatever TV that hotel might have. Kept us out of trouble and allowed us to play, to laugh, to connect. See, Halo connected us in play the way that music connected us in our desire to create. Our brother and longtime VoicePlay collaborator, Rick Dunn, was another creator. He loved to play, he led the laughs, and most of all, he had a strong desire to connect through a community of artistic expression. Earlier this year, much before his time, we lost Rick, and we made a promise as a group to continue to play, to laugh, to create in his name. We urge you all to do the same. Thank you so much for listening, and Rick, thank you for inspiring so many and connecting with us all.
Okay. Nope, not yet. That's the... Did I already do that? I don't think so. Maybe. Regardless, if not, it'll get done, I think. It's not quite that time. I didn't need that yet. Oh, that hit close. I just need 2 seconds there. Alright. I think I'm good. Alright, guys. That was just amazing and an absolutely epic tribute for a friend. Like, same. Like, literally just talking about the importance of friendship and what that meant to me through Halo. Okay, I just said that was good. Don't have time for that yet. Push it down. Bottling up your emotions is good. It's not good. I just don't have the time to do that right now with y'all. I have to get going somewhere. Otherwise, if you watch my videos in the past, you guys know that I have no qualms about getting emotional in my videos. I do it once in a while. Don't care what anybody thinks about it. It's good for you. It really is. I just have to bottle up, push it down. I'll deal with that later. This was really, really good. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy to see that I'm not the only person that affected in such a similar way, because that really is what it meant to us too, right? And I think I kind of mentioned that it was a way that at the end of the work week, even though we might have been apart, it was a way for us to bond and keep that flame of our friendship together, and let our hair down and just play and forget everything else about the outside world. And just be friends, having fun, joking, laughing, because that's what's important. That's what's important. It is. That's all I got for you. I told you what I thought about the performance as it was going, and it still rings through to the end. There's nothing much more about the performance I can talk about. Just, this was really good. Really, really good. So thank you very much for watching. And if there was ever a time to bust out the immortal words of the greatest football coach of all time, I feel like it is now. Clear eyes, full hearts.